So what happens if you use purchased data? Okay, so is the assumption that all purchased data is bad? Well, no, that's not necessarily the case, but most purchased data out there is fraught with potential issues. That makes using it just not worth the risks involved. These purchase lists are mainly very old, not qualified, stuffed with duplicates, and typically the addresses are harvested without the consent of the owner. If we use this purchase data, what will happen? Are there any risks involved? So let's break it down and look at the potential areas for concern. Number 1, the response rate is very low indeed. Now with a purchase list, people that you are mailing to won't know your company. They may be completely the wrong demographic for your products or services, or the addresses may be very old and they simply won't exist anymore. Due to the completely random nature of the list, the chances are incredibly minimal that anyone will have any interest at all in what you're sending. Generally, these lists are sold hundreds of times over and over, and these people are probably receiving all kinds of different mailers, advertising a huge variety of products. So in this instance, your mailer will just be lost among the huge volume that they are already receiving. Number 2, an increased chance of your mailer going into the junk. The mail server that sends your campaign carries with it a score. This score increases or decreases based on the historical activity of that server. Positive interactions such as people opening your mailer or clicking on links will help maintain a high standard or score. Negative interactions such as a high bounce rate and spam complaints will make that score decrease. So when your recipient's mail server sees your mail and makes its decision where to place it, it sees this score, it's carried with it. If the score is low, then it will place the mailer directly into the junk folder. Now generally, these purchase lists contain lots of old addresses that bounce. And if the recipients click on the spam button, which this triggers an automatic spam complaint to be sent and logged against the score of that server. Now it can take just one send to a bad list to have a catastrophic effect and sending on that server. Number 3, your domain name can be blocked. Nowadays, everybody's inbox is protected by a mail filtering company. Their algorithms are a core part of the largest email browsers, such as Outlook, Apple Mail, and Google Mail, for example. These filtering companies keep a database of companies who have previous instances recorded of sending spam. In order to be recorded as a known spammer, it only takes a handful of recipients to hit the mark as spam button. This information is then passed back to the filtering company, and potentially that company's name can be added to a block list. Now, if your company's name ends up on one of these block lists, it can be near impossible to get it removed. Using a purchase list has a significant risk attached of ending up on one of these block lists. Number 4, server blacklists. Now this works in much the same way as a block list. A blacklist records the address of your sending server. This is known as the IP address. Now this address is attached to the sending server and is visible to every email browser that you are sending to. Negative activity, as we've previously outlined, will sooner or later come to the attention of a blacklist holder. Again, removal from one of these blacklists is very difficult indeed. Some lists don't solicit removal requests at all. Number 5, fines for breaking the new GDPR regulations. Next May, the law is changing. The new General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, becomes live. This new law makes the use of third-party lists virtually impossible, as in most cases the originator of the list cannot meet the criteria that would deem it legal and safe for use. Falling foul of this new law will come with some pretty substantial fines for the sender. The current speculation is that these new laws will be rigorously enforced also. None of us like receiving spam, and these purchase lists really are generally at the root of the issue. As the new laws start to take effect, then hopefully we'll see less and less purchase lists being used. Well, there we are. That's a quick overview of what happens when purchase lists are used. We hope that you found this video useful and informative, and please don't forget to like and subscribe below. Thank you.